Hey guys, I'm in my kitchen today. Let me just see if I can improve the lighting. Nope, okay. Let me turn on the light then. There we go. Yes, my cat is here. He says hi. So I am making crystal candy. I have a few that I put in the dryer yesterday, but I thought, you know what? I'll make some on camera and maybe someone will be interested in making their own. It's super fun. It's not that hard. Yeah, I feel like anyone could really pull it off. So first thing you're going to do is you need half a cup of, now you can use juice, soft drinks, you can use tea, you can use alcohol, you can use coffee. I like to use water because I like to add my own flavoring. So you're just going to get half a cup of cold water, like straight from the fridge, cold water. And you're going to add it to a small, I'm going to put it in front of the camera so you can see it, small saucepan, kind of a, this is like the smallest saucepan I have, so. All right, and then we are going to, so none of this is on heat yet. So it's liquid of your choice. You're gonna now take agar-agar, which is a plant-based gelatin. And we need 1 teaspoon of agar powder, level, not heaping. And you're gonna like sprinkle it. So it's like, oops, I got a little blub there, but that's fine because we're gonna mix it up. All right. So this is the only part in the thing where like sight is required, because we need to bloom this. So I'm just going to take a silicone spatula. I just have this little spatula I got at the Dollar Tree. At the time it was $1, so, you know, to give you an idea of like how long I've had this spatula. I think they're like $1.50 now. But we're just going to combine it until like the cloudiness of the agar powder has dissolved. Like it's not going to be crystal clear, but you're not going to be able to see the powderiness of the agar. And you know, it may take a few minutes to get that down. I always do like rule of thumb, at least 2 minutes of stirring lightly, you know, just until it dissolves in the water. So I'm just looking at my clock. Yeah, there's a lot of like timing with this recipe. So it's not too bad. And like you don't have to constantly stir it. You can like let it kind of do its thing for a little bit and then go in again, stir it up a little bit more, that kind of a thing. I'm just gonna put my agar away so it's out of off my thing. I'm gonna put my water away so it's out of my way. But like you'll see, like there are a lot of recipes online. This one has never failed me, and knock on wood, has never failed me. Been making it for years, and it allows you to use molds instead of just using, like I've seen a lot of ones where you pour it in like a, you know, like a brownie pan or whatever, like a glass brownie pan, or you know, or a metal brownie pan, and then you cut it yourself. Like this one allows you to pour straight into a mold. I use like what would normally be cookie molds for it. And it has always been, so you can see like there was that poof, that kind of cloud. That's what we want to dissolve. So like just a little should be nearly ready. So anything that still looks like powdery you know, like you want it to look more like cloud and less like glitter floating around. So you want it to be like a cohesive mixture. You don't want there to be a distinction between the water and the agar. Agar is the point. Okay, looks good. It's pretty consistent. All right. So then, okay. So now we are going to add it to heat. So I'm just going to pop it over here on my small burner. See if I can angle my camera. There you go. I mean, it's not going to be exciting. Basically, it's this. And from this point, we're going to turn on our stove to medium. Like, now, when I say medium, I literally mean like, see where it says MED, medium? That is the setting you want. You don't want like, you know, about medium, like 5 or 6 or whatever. It's literally like medium. Okay. And we're gonna bring that to a simmer. Now on my stove, it depends on like depends on the temperature, and in Florida, it can go either way at any point in time. So my rule of thumb for an electric stove, I can't tell you about propane or gas, but electric stove, it's between 10 and 14 minutes. I usually do a minimum of 10. It's usually around 12 minutes. And not boiling, but there will be bubbles, and it's like a simmer situation. So I'm going to pause my video here, and we'll pick it up when I've got some simmer action going. Okay, so you can see like the simmer action happening. It's kind of starts out like a blooming thing, but you can see that it's actively simmering at this point. Not boiling, but you know, just small bubbles. And so now I'm going to add 1 cup of raw cane sugar. This is the stuff I use. I use Regenerative Organic Raw Cane Sugar. It's not bleached, it's like a natural color. And it's just like farming to help save the planet, you know, grown in the USA, and just, you know, supporting local farmers. And we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar. Yes, it's a mound, I know. And immediately start stirring. Now I have to switch over to 2 hands because otherwise I'm going to lose my grip on this pot, but it's just continuing stirring for 5 minutes straight. Okay, so my mixture is complete, and I'm just going to carefully pour them into my cookie mold. If you have a saucepan that has a little spout on it, that's super helpful, as this is proving to be holding the camera is proving to be a challenge. I don't fill them all the way up. You can. I did yesterday for my other mold, but my other mold had like a little bit of a lip that allowed me to pull them out a little easier. But I'm doing them a little thinner because I want them to be finished on the same day. The thicker they are, the longer it will take for them to crystallize. Actually, I may make them a wee bit thicker because I don't want to do all 12. So I'm going to, it's easier to add than take away. You can't take it away because it almost starts to congeal as you're, you know, finishing it up. And don't worry about that bloom on the top because that is going to be going away as soon as we mix in our flavor and colors. But you can see it's already starting to, like, it's almost like glue gun. Glue gun threadies, you know? Anywho. So I'm just going to, what I like to do is add my flavors first. It's a little, oh, that's good. That's a good, that's a good angle. So I only put 1 drop of flavoring. Obviously, if you're using soda, juice, or tea, it's going to be whatever flavor you're using for that. Okay, I'll put this in order so I know color-wise, you know, what makes sense. I wasn't planning on doing pineapple, but I might. Actually, I might do banana. Because I only picked 5 flavors for today, but I ended up with 6 hearts, so. If you want them to be like one drop is plenty for flavoring, because it's concentrated. This is banana, yeah. Okay. And then I have liquid food coloring is what you want to use. You don't want to use the gel food coloring in this instance. So let me just take the lids off so it's easier for me. Okay, so this one is apple. I'm going to go for red. So just 1 drop. One drop will do ya. Second one is blueberry, so I'm going to go for a drop of blue in the center. Third one is rose, so I'm going to go for another red. Like, what I'd like to do is get some other colors other than just the plain generic. Next one is lavender. So I'm actually going to, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is lavender. So I'm actually going to do a drop of blue in one corner and a drop of red. Come on, drop it. And when I mix them together, it'll go for a purple. Next I've got green tea, so I'm going to drop green in there. And lastly I have banana, so I'm going to drop a yellow. Okay, and I'm going to take a toothpick and swirl all around the mold, breaking up that kind of flowering that was occurring. Like if there's anything like really sitting on, you can like just fish it out and let it stick to the stick. But you should be able to swirl it in a way to, if you want to do a loose swirl in order to just leave, you know, like I'm pretty solidifying the color here. Okay, so then I just take another toothpick. This is going to be more of a marbleized one because it just has it didn't have much of a skin that was forming. Okay. You can already see it starting to set. This I want to mix the 2 colors to create that purple coloring. Like it looks dark in the mold, it's not. It's translucent. It will come out translucent when I demold. the more you mix, the more of a solid color you'll get. I'm just gonna grab that blue off there. Sometimes when I first pour them in, I'll also use like a toothpick to just go into each of them before I add the flavoring and the coloring, just to start to break up that flour effect of when you first pour it into the mold. Yeah. So this is gonna set like this on a cooling rack for 1 hour minimum. Before putting in the refrigerator for another 2 hours minimum chilling in the refrigerator. Generally I can get away with, in Florida I can get away with, it does also fall. It did start simmering at 6 minutes on my stove, but I still let it go for the full 10. So you could really see like how it was bubbling. It was simmering over. It wasn't boiling though. It wasn't like the mixture wasn't rising at that point, but it was active, and did it mixing for the full 5 minutes at that simmering like temperature. As soon as you add the sugar, it kind of stops the bubbling effect, but it's to thicken up the mixture. That is like kind of the goals, and to completely dissolve the sugar in the mixture as well. But yeah, so in about an hour, I'll be back. Come back to this, put it in the refrigerator for minimum 2 hours. Some people leave it overnight. I don't think you have to, honestly, unless you live in a very high humidity kind of a place where it might not set up well on the counter before refrigeration. You know, minimum 2 hours. You can do 3 if you want. And then, yeah, then I'll show you demolding and putting it in the food dryer. Hey guys, I'm back. I was working in my garden a little bit, but my beautiful crystal candies have had their time in the fridge. I did go over 2 hours. I did 2.5. Just because I didn't, by the time I, got in and got myself situated, it had been over 2 hours. But yeah, so I cut my parchment to fit my food dryer, because parchment obviously it comes on a roll. So I used a pizza pan, because that is the perfect size for the food dryer that I will show you. And pizza pan size, and so just cut around that. And we're going to try to negotiate these out. Now, I was lucky yesterday when I did my other shape, my triangular shape, my pyramids, because they came out clean. These are a little thicker than I would normally do, so we're just going to see how it goes. But try and lift up, and plus I've never done a heart shape before. Out. Gorgeous. So just lifting. Clean hands, obviously. Out. Going kaleidoscope around the circle. There is a little stick to them, but nothing, it's not like gummy, it's not falling apart. It should have like a skin on it. So if it is falling apart, it's likely you didn't incorporate the agar well enough before you added the sugar and all the things. So you may want to consider making those like little shavings on top, because they will not likely come together ever. And as far as like cleaning my pans, I use this. It's amazing. Not sponsored. It just does all the things that I needed to do in order to get my pans clean. It basically destroys anything organic that is on your, and cleans any grease or anything that's fine. But as this is pretty much candy, just washing it with soap and water off your hands is plenty of work. Okay. So, how am I going to do this with the camera? All right, I already opened the slot that I'm going to put it in. You can see you can see the ones I did yesterday, and they are already starting to get that crunchy film on top. When the entire top is coated and hard and can be like ticked on, I'm going to flip them over so that the bottom also has exposure to the air. But I don't like to use, I like to just put a few in each thing. I don't overload it, and I do tend to like leave the top one up here empty just so that it gets airflow throughout the whole thing. But as you can see, it's got like netting all around and netting on the top and the bottom, so it keeps the bugaboos out and allows airflow so your candy can harden. Actually like a spice drying contraption. And it was like, I want to say it was like $15 on Amazon during a Prime Deal day about 2 years ago. So I have no idea what they'd be now, but yeah, that's where it is. But I recommend this particular one. I will see if I can find it on Amazon and link it in the description, because I have gotten a different one in the past, but the zippers were not great. So these are awesome. I have not had a problem with it getting janky or collapsing, and it stores completely flat. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to put these in here, and yeah, I'll come back when they are ready, when they are candy, essentially.